Day one was brutal. No doubt. She had the advantage. I somehow ended up in a battle of willpower, which is what I was hoping to avoid. That's my lowest stat. That was her strongest stat. There's only up from here. In hindsight, there are things that I felt like I could have done, but hindsight is 2020. But for the most part, I think story-wise it works. Would it have been right to just outright attack and potentially, I mean, if I'm attacking someone with that sword, I'm killing them. Or maiming. I probably could have maimed her, but Towart is a rogue, and we need her to survive. I just can't let these things get too out of hand. Day 2. Six. Dire situation.
The journeyman's footfalls resounded with a thunderous echo, striking the icy and calloused stone beneath with each step. He charged forward through the desolate, dismal corridor, its light a dim candle flickering against the ominous darkness that consumed him. From behind, an insurmountable number of baleful howls permeated the stillness, quickening the pace of the journeyman's heartbeat. His grip on his sword tightened, steeling himself for the harrowing confrontation that awaited him in the forbidding gloom. With a surge of adrenaline, the journeyman gripped his blade tight, just as he became blanketed in darkness.
From left to right. 77, 68. Pursue path. $60, 44. Kindly, 44. Harsh. I'm going to interpret that as I am in pursuit. There is a path, and I am in pursuit of something. And whatever I encounter on this path, or have encountered while on this path, is harsh. Now, with kindly thrown there, I'm interpreting this as it wasn't something that I had to do. It's not aggressive, whatever it is. It is just something I am choosing to go into, and it's somewhat harsh on whoever is traversing it. So I am going to interpret that as Genevieve is concussed. And Mavrin thinks that she can help. Mavrin has everything that she needs, but there is just one other thing. And Genevieve, with little to what we can make from what she was saying, is pretty much saying that in the cellar of the tavern, and there is a cellar that we're discovering, there is potentially what Mavrin is looking for. What Mavrin is looking for, we'll obviously need to roll that. But yeah, there's something down there, and there's an ingredient that I need to get so that Mavrin can help with Genevieve's concussion. But it's a perilous path.
Genevieve, suffering from a wicked concussion, leans against the bar top in agony, her pain persistent despite several shots of her hardest bruise. Marin, well versed in the strange and grotesque arts of medicine, believes she has found a cure, but the remedy requires an ingredient most foul and grotesque, unknown to any but the most twisted of healers. With what little the journeyman could make out from Genevieve's broken murmurs, they are made aware of an abandoned cellar beneath the belly of the tavern. As the only path to the Marin's ingredient lies in the hidden cellar beneath the tavern, the journeyman sets out, hoping to retrieve the foul substance and bring an end to Genevieve's torment. The path to the cellar is short, but addled with neglect and hazards plenty, as the journeyman must navigate through the dark and treacherous walkways, with only a flickering light to guide the way. At last, the journeyman reaches the entrance to the cellar, ready to face whatever horrors may lie ahead. What dark and twisted machinations await the journeyman in the depths of the cellar? What gruesome horrors must be faced to procure Marin's ingredient to save Genevieve's life?
I'm going to roll D3 to determine how many traps I encounter. Each one will have different consequences. We'll roll those as well. In dire situations are dire, so we'll make sure the stakes are high.
Before the journeyman could proceed in pursuit of Marin's coveted vial regent, a disturbing and gruesome obstacle appears, blocking the way.
1d3. 2 obstacles. So it's going to be the first one, which I encounter initially, then the second. And after I get past these obstacles, if ever, I will roll what the ingredient is last. So let's get past this first obstacle. Let's see what the obstacle is. I'm going to roll twice on the traps table. $475. 4 animals. 75 portal. There is a burrow, there is a hole that leads to some sort of nest of or home of creatures that have pretty much taken over this place. And I first encounter this entryway and these creatures, and they are likely immediately attacking me. If this wasn't dire situation, I would have rolled to see if I noticed it before they noticed me. But in the context of the scenario, I stumble upon a hole, a nest of some creature, and we're going to roll to see what that creature is. The cool thing about this is depending on what these 2 initial traps I encounter are, is what we'll use to interpret what that ingredient is.
As the journeyman approaches the entrance to the abandoned cellar, he notices slight movement huddled in a dark ceilings. The air surrounding the tight corridor is thick with an eerie stillness, disturbed only by the low and menacing growls of creatures lurking deep in the shadows. The hero hesitates, for the tight quarters may be infested with some unknown creature waiting to pounce on the unwary. Yet the journeyman's courage is unyielding, and his resolve to redeem himself and retrieve required ingredient for Genevieve's cure is stronger than their fear. With each step taken into the dark abyss, the growls grow louder and more aggressive, warning the journeyman of the horrors that await. What beasts lie in wait deep in the darkness? What unspeakable dangers lurk in the abandoned cellar? Only time shall reveal the answers to these mysteries as the journeyman bravely ventures forth.
I'm going to roll twice on the creature description table. $37, $47. Growling, levitating. How big are these creatures? I'm going to say small because they're levitating, right? And they're in this cellar. I'm going to say small. I'm expecting them to be small. So on the creature stat table, we're going to roll to see if my expectation is just. I'm going to say that it is very likely that they are small. So I get a modifier by saying the odds are very likely. The roll modifier, I'm going to roll 2d10s. 2d10s instead of one 100 die. I'm going to roll 2d10s, and I'm going to give myself a modifier of +2 because I'm saying the odds are very likely. 2d10s. 6, 3, so 9. 10 or less is a no. Oh wait, I gotta give myself a bonus of 2. So 9, 10, 11. So I have 11 or more, which is a yes. So yes, they are very small. This levitating, growling creature. Is this creature attacking me? Yes, this creature is attacking me. How exactly is it coming at me? $36, $99. Fight. Wild. Are there multiple of this thing? I'm going to say very likely. Since it might be one, but I'm going to say very likely. It might not be a nest, it might just be a tunnel. But I'm going to say very likely. I'm hoping that there isn't, though, to be honest with you. But there likely is. Very likely that there is. Said very likely the odds, so that's a modifier +2, so 9, 10, 11. 11 or more is a yes. There is more than one. 2. There's 2 of them, and they wildly attack me. Let's get an idea of what this attack looks like. $6.95. Attack. Trick. I'm going to interpret this as that they are using the shadows. They are using the shadows to trick me. They're levitating, right? So their wings are flapping so fast that they have a lot of maneuverability, and they're going in and out of the shadows. They are actively using the shadows to sneak up and stalk and approaching me. And when I shine my light on them, they vanish from the light. I don't know if it affects them, but they are purposely evading it because I can't see them when I try to see them. Is how I'm going to interpret that. So they are using the shadows, and I think this light is going to be the key to my success here.
As the journeyman ventures deeper into the abandoned cellar, the stillness is shattered by the cacophony of growls and clicks, emanating from a pair of unknown manifestations fluttering in the darkness, carrying them closer and closer, their approach more menacing with each passing moment. The manifestations move with a fluidity that seems almost otherworldly, using the shadows to their advantage as they swoop in and out of the light. The journeyman readies his sword, the blade gleaming in the dim light of the lantern, for he knew not the dangers that lie ahead. The manifestation's click-laden growls a piercing cacophony that echoes through the musty corridors, a haunting and disturbing, near maddening sound that dribbled across the brain, summoning shivers down the spine. The journeyman feels the creature's presence growing ever closer, and with each passing second, the threat of a sudden and violent attack becomes more imminent.
Now, unfortunately, I am the owner of a black egg from the master plane that I found, and it has not hatched yet. This would have been a perfect opportunity, as it is my guide through the master plane that's going to help me identify things that I don't know. I'm running a poll for the audience on P&D, on the Peoplz and Dragons website, to see what type of manifestation is going to hatch from this egg. That will be decided after this episode. Is there anywhere that I can hang this lantern? Any fixture I can hang it up on so I can have light and use and not have to hold it up while I'm fighting? I'm going to say the odds are somewhat likely. The odds are going to be likely. I'm going to say likely. It's a lot of junk and stuff hanging around. I'm going to say very likely. Yeah. I'm going to say very likely. $14. Very likely. I'm getting a +2, 14, 15, 16. That's an exceptional yes. There is a perfect place to hang my lantern, and I'm going to do so. And I'm going to hold it up, and I'm going to prepare. Are they coming at me, or are they waiting for me? Are they coming at me with my light all the way up? I'm going to say unlikely. Three. So 2. They're definitely not. They're waiting for me. That's an exceptional no. 2 minus 1, or 3 minus 1, that's a 2 roll. 2 to 4 is an exceptional no.
The journeyman hangs the lantern on the wall, the dim light casting eerie shadows on the damp stone. With each step, the journeyman's anticipation builds. With movement slow and steady, each step is taken with care as he prepares for a potential ambush. Calm and focused, sword at the ready, he moves forward into the unknown, motivated by Genevieve's suffering. As the journeyman draws closer, the growls and clicks of the manifestations shift from left to the right, their presence ever more imposing yet elusive. The journeyman continues forward, heart racing with the thrill of battle and the nagging sense of dread that lies just beneath the surface.
All right, I'm going to press forward with my sword ready. With the reflex of average, I am going to try and be prepared and strike first, even though I know they're waiting for me. So I am going to approach, and they are going to ambush me. I'm going to say it's going to be my reflex versus theirs. Okay, their combined reflex, which is probably going to be high. I'm going to say that their reflex is probably high. Okay, so because it's a 2 rank shift difference, my acting rank is 2 rank shifts lower. It's going to be a -2 modifier, making it unlikely that I am able to act first. Six minus 2. 6 minus 2, 4. That's an exceptional no. Not only do they get the jump on me, not only do they get the act first, but they get the jump on me and they attack me with their trickery. Are they, when they attack, I'm assuming they're no longer being evasive and using trickery. They're attacking, and they're probably using a new attack What exactly does this new attack consist of? Hopefully it's just something like a bite and nothing too crazy. $75, $57. Resistance limited. I'm going to interpret that as they resist my pressing forward. They push back with limited capability. So I'm going to say that it's like an all-out attack that I don't believe they can sustain for long. They probably need to, they probably have limited attacking capability in the light. They're probably affected by the light is how I'm going to interpret that. And so they have limited capability. And I finally get to see them when they come out, right? So what exactly do these things look like now that I finally get to see them? 2 pairs. $467. Alien. Rooted. I'm going to interpret that as these are very strange looking manifestations. These are manifestations as anything in the metaplane. They look very strange and they are rooted in darkness. They are rooted in darkness. And I'm going to roll again. $67.30. Rooted. Filthy. And because they're rooted in darkness, they are very filthy. And thus probably very toxic in their attacks. So they're probably poisoned. They probably are diseased. They're probably diseased. Okay, so they're attacking with a combined. I'm going to say their attack is probably. They don't probably get a lot of action down here. They're probably pitiful to me, to be honest. Maybe not. We'll see. I'm going to say that their combined attack, and they're probably always. We'll say, for the most part, they're going to try to attack together. Their combined attack, I'm going to say, is probably average. An average attack on a human. On a rogue, I'm going to say is average. Near certain. It's near certain. Especially in the light. It's near certain that it's an average attack. Actually, I'm going to say below average because it's in the light. It's a below average attack, and I'm going to say the odds of that is near certain. So +4 to my roll. $10, $14. So yeah, below average. It's going to be, I'm going to be defending with my sword. I'm going to be using, my long sword to deflect any attack. Because they're attacking with their mouth, I'm going to say that this is actually going to be a parry. So I'm looking to slice while deflecting. I'm looking to attack while looking to parry attack. Yeah, no, I'll parry. It's going to be like a parrying attack. Do I successfully parry? Exceptional versus below average. Below average. Average. Above average. High. Exceptional. 4 rank difference. Oh, double ones. A random event happens. So, okay. So 2. plus 4, 4, 5, 6. So that's a 6. So that's definitely a no. I am unsuccessful in parrying. And a random event happens because it's a double. And the second number is under the chaos factor of 5. So I fail, and they get to attack. Their attack hits. Let's figure out what the random event is by rolling on the meaning tables. With me as the focus. Well, I don't know what the focus is. Let's figure out what the random event focus is. I'm gonna roll a D100. $60. Move away from thread. $69.78. Meaningfully quaint. I'm going to interpret that as 1, there's way too many places for them to hide and jump out as. They have the advantage when it comes to location, which is affecting my maneuverability and evading their attacks. That's why they were able to get the jump on me. And it's stopping me from going any further.
You press forward into the darkness, traversing over troublesome clutter and debris, sword drawn. Suddenly, from out of the darkness, the pair of elusive manifestations descend with malicious intent. You, the valiant defender, quickly ready your blade to defend against the sly creatures, only to find your every move outmaneuvered by their cunning agility. Spinning around your head, then vanishing, they remain elusive and wily, always just out of reach, as if manipulating the shadows themselves. Devilish in their ways, mysterious and cunning, the shadowy misdirection from their chaotic movements leave your senses dulled and confused, leaving you to take many steps back to rethink your approach.
I'm going to say that their bites are probably low, right? They're small. I'm going to say they're probably low wounds. Are the wounds low? I'm going to say very likely. So +2 to that. Are these low wounds? Very likely. Yes, they're low wounds. So they both attack me. I'm going to say that one gets to bite me. The reason I combine their attack is because I look at it as like a combined assault. It's very likely plus a 3 modifier if I'm able to withstand the attack. It's going to be their low versus my toughness of above average. So I'm going to say very likely plus 3. I'm going to say it's very likely that I withstand that. And I'm going to give myself a +3 bonus. Doubles. But it's not below the second digit's not above the chaos factor, so we're good. 16, 17, 18, 19. Exceptional, yes.
These filthy manifestations take to the lofty crevices of the corridors, their wings a blur of motion as what seemed like just a pair was now likely an unaccounted swarm of 3 or 4 swooping down towards you. Their virulent fangs gleam in the dim light, hunger in their blinded eyes as they launch a fierce assault. However, you came well equipped, your armor-protected arms deflecting the creature's frenzied bites as you swipe back with a vigor that is both awe-inspiring and terrifying, only suffering minor nicks and rips to your elegant noble sleeves. The creature's stench fills the air, a putrid aroma that burns your nostrils and threatens to overwhelm your senses, but you persevere through the nausea, using every ounce of your strength to push back against the creature's relentless attack. Your sword flashes in the dim light. You swat at the onslaught of the filthy manifestations, your hand nearly the size of one. This harrowing skirmish rages on for several minutes, the creature's movements unpredictable and wild, their disease-addled fangs nearly centimeters from your flesh. Shit is getting real!
So I'm able to pretty much deflect the attack. It's gonna set me back, but you know what? I'm gonna try to press on. I'm not really worried about them. They're pretty weak. I'm gonna try to press on. I'm gonna grab my lantern and I'm gonna proceed using the light to try to keep them away. So I retreat back, grab my light, and then I'm gonna make an effort to press forward. I'm going to run through using the light, holding the light up, and then I will swing my sword if need be. And I'm going to use parries and pokes to try to shish kebab these things. Not long swings, but more so pokes, stabs, while progressing before they lunge at me. And I'm going to do this, we'll say, 2 times. I don't think this is a long corridor, but I'm going to try to survive by running through with my light up. And I'm going to roll. There's going to be 2 instances to see if they are able to jump out and attack me successfully. After these, I should be there by then. I should be towards the end of the cellar, and that's when I'm going to look to see if I can find what I'm looking for, whatever that is, or more so the second trap.
As you press on through the dark and hazardous cellar corridor, fending off the swarm of growling, flying, fanged manifestations with the illumination of your lantern, you sense their ravenous hunger with every attempt to sink their fangs into your body. But the light from the lantern repels them time and again. Undeterred, you move further into the corridor, your determination unbreakable, your grip on the lantern and sword tight and resolute. The beast's frenzied growls grow louder, but you press on, unwavering in the face of darkness, and too cool to trip up on the troublesome debris underfoot.
So, first rodeo, I run through. Am I able to... As I run through, they attack. Do they attack again, even with me holding the light up? I'm going to say very likely, because they're probably trying to protect their home. Do they attack again? I'm going to say very likely. So that's going to be +2. Exceptional, yes. They are attacking with more ferocity. Are they using the same attack, or are they using a different attack? Because it's an exceptional yes, I'm going to say it's very likely that they're using different tactics. It's very likely that they're using different tactics. So +2. 7, 8, 9, 10. The creature does the next most expected action. We're rolling an action meaning table. Yeah, so they continue to attack, but with more ferocity. I'll give them a bonus to their next roll. Instead of below average, it'll be an average assault this time. Average assault versus my exceptional. It is very likely that I can defend it. It's very likely. So I'm getting a +4 modifier. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, I am able to defend and deflect the next assault from them. In this defense, am I able to strike one in my defense? I'm going to say very likely. With an exceptional sword skill, I'm going to say very likely. This is 17. Yes. Combat modifiers. I'm going to say that this is a medium sword. Otherwise, if it was a great sword, it would require obviously 2 hands and likely strength rank of high or greater. This is more so a long, medium sword. So I'm going to say it's my strength plus 2 rank shifts. I'm going to say they have a toughness of low. We're going to use the original rank versus rank chart from Mythic RPG. I'm parrying with my sword. I was able to take one of them, hit one of them. It's going to be high rank, high damage versus low. So anything under 90 is a yes. I'm just going to use my hand for now on so everybody can see where I'm at. High versus low. What? I deflected, cutting at it, but not killing it, not hurting it. It's just too damn jittery. But at least I was able to fend both of them off this time.
As the creatures swooped in for another attack, you deftly deflected them with the beam of your lantern. One of the creatures, however, persisted in its attack, forcing you to thrust your blade deep into its abdomen. Instead of being deterred, the creature only became more aggressive, trying to bite your hand as it pulled itself up your sword. With a flick of your wrist, you flung the creature off and kept moving, the weight of its growls echoing in the dark and foreboding corridor.
I progressed further down the corridor into the cellar. Do they again attack? I'm going to say very likely. Very likely. Chaos factor is at 5. Anything under 75. No. They don't attack. Is the light too much for them? Are they finding that their pursuit is, are they giving up? I'm gonna say very likely. They're giving up. Anything under 75? Are they giving up? Are they leaving me alone? Is it perhaps because I've gone by their nest? They were only defending their nest? Very likely. Are they leaving me alone? Yes. Did their bites break or get through my clothes or my armor? I mean, I shrugged off the damage. It didn't hurt me, but did they make contact with my skin? Were their fangs sharp enough to get through my skin? I'm going to say very unlikely because, again, it didn't hurt, but I'm also a tough person, though. So that's why I'm rolling to begin with. Did any of those bites actually get to my skin? I'm going to say very unlikely. Yeah, so anything under a 25. $21. Whew. Yeah, I'm good. It just, bit through the clothes a little bit, tore up the clothes a little bit, but other than that, I'm good. So I progress further, and I encounter another trap. What is this trap looking like?
As you press on through the dark and cluttered cellar corridor, you notice that the manifestation's attacks begin to slow and falter. Their frenzied growls grow softer, and their numbers dwindle, and formations less coordinated. It seems as though they are losing interest in pursuing you. You take a moment to catch your breath, your heart still pounding with adrenaline. The weight of the debris underfoot feels less oppressive, and the air seems a little less thick with the stench of decay. It's as though the creature's sudden disinterest has lightened the very atmosphere around you. But you know better than to let your guard down. The danger is far from over, and you must press on, your eyes fixed firmly on the path ahead. With a deep breath, you move on, your grip on your lantern tight and resolute, your determination unshaken by the manifestation's sudden retreat.
So I progress further, and I encounter another trap. What is this trap looking like? $31.27. Create. Communicate. I create some sort of ruckus that triggers an eruption, irritating and alerting more of them.
As you press forward through the dark and cluttered cellar corridor, the beam of your lantern piercing the gloom, casting flickering shadows on the walls around you. But what you don't see is the larger crack in the wall, a hidden haven for a nest of these manifestations. As the light from your lantern gleams across the opening, the manifestations are suddenly awakened from their slumber, their growling rising in volume and intensity. You can feel their presence surging behind the walls toward the entrance, likely flooding your only way out with one too many. You began to wonder if Marin had cures for the diseases you could potentially contract this evening.
I am going to interpret that this trap is, I have a finite amount of time to search for this ingredient that she was looking for. Every time I don't find it with my search adds an additional of these creatures onto the ones I have to face when I go back through the corridor. And each additional one will get added to the swarming attack that comes against me. Sounds fair? Sounds tough, because every bite, a successful bite, can mean a very bad disease. I'm going to use my agility, not my intuition, to search for this thing. I'm going to use my speed. Using what I know, what she told me, I'm going to use my speed to quickly search the cellar in search of this ingredient. What does Myron's disgusting foul ingredient consist of? What does it look like? $17.2. Cheerfully abnormal. I'm going to interpret that as these little sentient creatures that are essentially like a mold that live in the feces, grow and live, born from the feces of these creatures. And they're very like, they're tiny little like fecal imps that can be collected and used. And they're you know, they're cheerful, they're happy, you know, they're kind of like babies, little creatures. And so I should be able to see them or hear them. Did she by chance tell me anything, any additional information other than like that could kind of help me search? I'm going to say, knowing her, 50-50. I think she's weird enough to maybe not have given me something that I could use and understand other than what I just know. But if there's a potential chance that she gave me any more information, I'm going to say the odds of that are 50-50. So anything under 50. Yeah. Yes. And what did she tell me? 52? Hopelessly. Watery. They're very slippery. They're very slippery creatures. And that in and of itself could be difficult, but luckily I brought something to collect them in when she said that. I have something to collect them in, some empty flasks, right? I brought that. I'm going to say near certain that I brought that. It's near certain that I brought that. So anything under 85, it's near certain that I would have brought something to carry them in. Yes. I have to scour this room. The size of this room can't be that large, so I'm going to say the difficulty of finding it using my speed on each concurrent try. I'm going to increase the odds more and more every time I roll of success. So to boot, I'm going to say with speed, I rush through a quadrant and I'm looking from section to section, listening out. First, do I hear? And I'm taking in consideration hearing for them. Okay, I'm going to find them based off if I can hear them, but this is all I'm using speed. So I'm going to say the difficulty or the difficulty of that will be my average speed. It's going to be my average speed. I'm going to say the difficulty. It can't be that hard in this little last room. I have a light too. I'm going to say the difficulty is nah, I'm not going to use speed. I'm just going to go simply based off of odds. I'm going to go based off of odds. I think that would be more appropriate. to be honest. And I'll increase the odds the further time after each attempt. And every failed attempt adds another of these creatures. Do I find them on the first try, now knowing that I can hear them and they're sentient creatures and I can hear them? I'm going to say, with my lantern, likely. I mean, it's not a large place. They make sounds. They're sentient creatures. I have a lantern. I'm going to say likely. Anything under 65 is what I'm working with here. Come on. I don't see him.
You dig through the abandoned tavern debris, your hands and clothes quickly becoming coated in grime and dust. The detritus of the long-forgotten establishment clings to everything it touches, and the musty smell of decay fills the air. The items you search through are coated in layers of filth that have accumulated over the course of years. Despite the unclean conditions, you continue your search with determination, scanning the debris for any trace of the sentient ingredients. But after several minutes of searching, you come up empty-handed. It seems that the ingredients are not to be found in this area of the room. You're disappointed and somewhat frustrated, but slightly relieved. The distant growls grow, and time is even more of the essence if you were to escape this questionable cellar.
But I'm getting closer. I felt like I heard something when I was digging through. So we're going to add another creature that I have to face. So there's a total of 3 now. Do I search in another part of the cellar? The odds are going to go up by 1. Very likely. Do I successfully find? Anything under 75? That is a no.
Undeterred by your previous fruitless search, you press on through another part of the cellar, your eyes scanning the debris and shadows for any sign of the elusive ingredients you seek. As you comb through the clutter and debris, you can't help but feel a growing sense of frustration and despair. Despite your best efforts, you still come up empty-handed. It seems that the ingredients you seek are nowhere to be found in this part of the cellar either. But you refuse to give up. With renewed determination and a steadfast resolve, you scan the room thinking to yourself, where would I be if I were a beast of cellar-dweller dung? The corridor now resonating with ceaseless growls and whirls. It was hard to fathom that you'd be going back that direction.
Near certain. With near certainty. Anything under 85. Anything under 85. Can I get it? $51? So that's a yes. I find them.
A smell that fills the air is unlike anything you've ever encountered before. Pungent and potent in a way that defies description. It seems to cling to your mustache, seeping into your nostrils, permeating the very air you breathe. You know that the ingredients you seek are nearby, hidden somewhere in all this bullshit. You begin kicking aside debris and hatched egg remnants when at last you see them. The things are there, looking back at you, their unmistakable scent knocking you over the head. Your mind races with thoughts of what strange and wondrous things Marin might be able to create with such bizarre substances.
I collect these little ugly things. What do these things look like? Roll another one. 71, 30, 54. Simple. Filthy. Masculine.
These were diminutive, masculine manifestations, their sinewy bodies made entirely of dung standing around in a circle. In the center of their circle, a brutal and violent ritual is taking place, the creatures flinging handfuls of themselves at each other to the death. They seem to be caught up in a world of their own, driven by forces that are far beyond your understanding. With a feeling of relief, you reach for your flasks in hopes to acquire them with little to no contact.
Do they give me any issues as I collect them? Do they give me any issues? I just gotta ask for the sake of drama. I'm gonna say they're slippery, right? Am I able to get them in without, dropping them and stuff like that? Do I have initial trouble? I'll say 50-50. If I fail, I'll add another creature because it takes time. It's only fair. It's only fair. 50-50. Do I have any issues picking them up? Anything under a 50, and I can get it without any issues. But it's only right that I check. Anything under a 50, come on. Hell yeah. I get all what I need. 15 is a yes. A little bit less would have been an exceptional yes. Okay.
You pluck several of them with a gloved finger into an empty flask, capturing a sufficient amount as several scurry away in a cheerful glee, their watery forms slipping and sliding into the cellar cracks, the air somewhat bearable again. Despite the Regent's continued resistance, their weak and futile efforts leave you unbothered. Satisfied with your acquisition, you tuck the flask onto your belt beside your black egg and make your back toward the now infested corridor.
I head back, and of course I encounter 4 of these bastards. And I have to go past their nest again. Do they attack me? There might be an off chance that they just don't attack me, but I'm going to say it's near certain that they do attack me. It's near certain. Anything under 85. Do I get attacked by the swarm again? Anything under 85. Yes. Yes. All right. So they are below average attackers. I'm gonna give them a combined. It's gonna be a combined attack again. I'm going to say it's gonna be I'm going to be defending with my exceptional sword skill to parry and poke. My exceptional versus their above average. So exceptional versus above average. I need anything under 75 to ward off this wave. Anything under 75. Yes.
You gallantly charge down the dark cellar corridor, your long sword at the ready as the swarm of growling, airborne, disease-ridden manifestations close in on you. In the tight space, you use a combination of swift parries and the flickering light of your candle to keep them at bay. With a fluid grace, you move your sword in perfect harmony with the flame, the two working together to keep the creatures at a safe distance. Their fangs snap and bite, but your skillful parrying and the warm glow of the candlelight are more than a match for their attacks. Despite the setbacks of the tight, close quarters, you move forward with a sense of purpose, determined to reach the tavern surface alive and healthy. Each swing of your sword is like a dance, every movement fluid and graceful as you continue to parry and deflect the creature's relentless attacks. As you press onward, leaving the depths of the cellar, sword and candlelight illuminating your way, you know you are closer to the stairway with every step, though only darkness can be seen ahead.
In my defense, am I able to take one of them out? I'm going to say, with my exceptional skill, I'm going to say very likely. I mean, come on. Come on. Very likely. All right. I had to take one of them out. Yeah, I'm going to say very likely. Hopefully, in this, if I could take one out, I'll just roll against 3 on the second part of the escape. Yeah, let's do that. 75 or under. Do I take one of them out? Am I able to hit one of them? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. And that's going to be my strength average plus 2. So high damage versus they're low. They're low. Yeah. So high damage versus low. Anything under a 90. Do I take them out? Do I successfully poke at one? Yes.
You pry one of the bastards off of your shoulder cape, breaking its little wrist with your thumb, then flinging it upward, and with pinpoint precision, you impale it to the wall in your continuous march forward. There were so many of them, the walls were seemingly moving. Mirage or not, 300 to 300 diseased teeth spiraled around your naked head. You press on. For every step not taken is an opportunity to be bitten.
Am I able to evade the second wave with an exceptional parry versus average? Exceptional parrying versus an average swarming assault from 3 of these creatures. Okay. Exceptional versus average. Anything under 85. Yes. And I don't even care if I take one of them out. I run my ass through that corridor.
Their fangs snap and bite at you, but everything that wasn't walloped by your gloved backhand was lethally skewered and dispersed of. You move forward with fierce determination, your cape flapping in the tailwind. You could see the stairway to the tavern just ahead.
Very unlikely. They're trying to protect their, but I disturbed the nest. If it is a nest. Do they follow me through? Do they follow me up? 50-50. I'm gonna say unlikely. Anything under a 35. Anything under a 35. Yeah. I make it up. And I await for them at the mouth of the stairs.
You reach the top of the cellar stairs, your heart racing with adrenaline. Turning to Marin and Genevieve, you motion for them to move back, warning them of the danger that approaches. As you stand your ground, the swarm of growling filth come fluttering toward the exit after you, their frenzied whirls echoing through the air. With your long sword held high, and with the radiance of your lantern, you prepare to defend the tavern against what you've stirred up.
And I start poking at them as they come up. With an exceptional katana skill, I begin slashing at them now that I have room. I begin slashing. Okay, so with an exceptional, am I able to get slash at the swarm coming up and hitting one? Because there's a lot of light up here. And maybe hitting one, get rid of the others will flee. Hitting this swarm, I'll say average. So exceptional. Exceptional versus average. Anything under 85 to kill 1. Anything under 85 to kill 1. Got it.
In one decisive moment, you see an opening and strike with a swift, precise swing of your blade. With a satisfying thud, you sever one of the creatures into 2, its body falling to the ground in a bloody heap.
Do they continue their attack? I'm going to roll animal action. They do the next expected thing, which is to continue their assault on me. Are they able to get another attack on me? This will be the last attack. If I'm successful, they're gonna flee back. If not, we'll see how that goes. Exceptional versus average. Am I able to fend them off again? Hopefully one last time. Anything under 85. Ooh. Yes. I slash, and of course I probably likely killed another one. And they flee. I close the door, and whatever clutter was blocking it, slam it shut, keep it shut. I turn around and look at everyone. They're probably like, oh shit. While holding these tubes of fecal men.
You fell another beast, striking fear into the remainder as they flee back into the cellar. You slam it shut and throw your weight against it, slightly winded from holding your breath to evade the stench. You turn to Genevieve, both of you taking in the chaos that had just unfolded. With a heavy sigh, you turn back to her, offering a reassuring smile. For now, we need to focus on the task at hand. With a nod, you retrieve Marin's flask from your belt, confident that she'll have what she needs to help the barkeep. The weight of the flask in your hand was reassuring, a reminder that you are capable, despite Tort's rhetoric. As you stand there surrounded by the remnants of the manifestations that had just attacked you, you know that there are many challenges that lie ahead. But with your skill and determination, you are more than capable of facing whatever comes your way, more than capable of protecting those who cannot protect themselves. Just as you sink deeper into your internal struggle with self-doubt, you are startled by one of the dung imps cheering you on.
What do these creatures do? $23.86. Deliberate, strange. Deliberately strange. They do some. They dance inside of these canisters that I have. These see-through canisters. These flasks that I have. They're doing a weird, disturbing dance, and it's kind of gross. They're like gyrating. Yeah, it's kind of gross. It's kind of weird because they look kind of weird.
The strange imps gyrate while melding into and out each other, their movements disturbing and just overall unappealing to witness.
So I bring these over to Marin, and Marin is going to do some weird things to create a remedy to help Genevieve's concussion. And what exactly does Marin do with her strange grotesque arts? I'm going to roll an interpretation, and we're going to flourish and finish it with ChatGPT interpreting what this strange amalgamation of medical grossness is, using the words that we roll. So what exactly is Marin doing with these turd people and her other weird things? I'm going to roll on the action table first. $95.73. Trust. Odd. We're going to trust in the oddness. 2280. Bright protection. So these fecal creatures, bright and protection.
You and Marin stand before a tiny makeshift tent built over a semi-coherent barkeep. Giddy and unbothered by the smell, Marin lurches beside her patient with the flask tilted at the ready. As I prepare the remedy, I shall caution thee, for the dung imp are of a volatile nature. They must be handled with care, lest their energies be released and their influence be lost. Marin releases the creatures into the tent with Genevieve, then seals them all in together. The jubilee exhibited by the creatures produces a healing sweat, soon magnified by heat. Marin ignites a ball of wax into flame and holds it over the tent's exposed roof. The light is strong and bright, a testament to the intensity of its power, Marin says to me with wide, convincing eyes. You nod in agreement, hand over nose as the dancing creatures begin to melt away as they dance in circles around the barkeep. And for a salve of protection, fear not, for I have already prepared a substance made from her own blood, massaged into her head wound. It shall serve to soothe and protect the injured area, helping thee on thy path to recovery. Marin begins muttering incantations under her breath as she fans the pungent odor up into the tavern air, unfazed by its smell as she begins mimicking the imp's dance, her body swaying and gyrating in slow, lethargic movements. She lowers herself into a deep squat, her elbows tucked close to her sides as she begins to twist and contort her body. With each slow movement, she seems to be channeling a primal energy until you realize it was all for fun, as she slips and stumbles, giggling. As she rises from her squat, her arms shoot out in sharp, angular movements, emphasizing the strange and erratic dance. You open your mouth to ask how long this would take, but are immediately overcome with the urge to gag. You instead make your way out of the tavern for some fresh air. Your job here was done. You survive to live another day on the master plane.